What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's a great day. Well, today we are going to be installing a Raptor style LED lights to the distinguishing hood bulge here on my 2018 Toyota Tundra. Now this applies to all Tundras 14 through 21 that have that hood bulge here on top. The LED light that I ordered is from ledfactorymart, and they actually have a lot of other lights on the website for Toyotas that I'm going to eventually order some headlights for this truck as well, because these are the old halogen style and I want to switch these over to LED eventually. The instructions that come in the kit are not the greatest. It's kind of hard really to distinguish exactly what they're trying to tell you by looking at these pictures, because they're not the greatest quality and they're really dark and dim. I'm not really sure exactly when it's telling you. Right here is telling you to pass a wire through these holes, and as you can tell, I can't even see what it's talking about, but it's not to worry. Either way, we will figure this out, and I'll show you guys on the video how I will route these and get these mounted. This is made out of some kind of aluminum, I think, or thin metal. And then the one on the truck obviously is plastic. So it does come with a harness to connect all the lights, and then we'll have to figure out exactly what we're going to connect it to. All right, so the first step is we need to remove the three 10mm bolts that hold the actual hood bulge to the hood. So there's gonna be one here, one in the middle, and then one at the outside. All right, so with the 310s out of the way, you can grab some pliers here and you kind of just squeeze the tabs and push up. All right, once you squeeze those and you released the tension on these, pull the hood down, and I like to put my impact right here so it'll hold my hood up. Get all those tabs loose. What you want to do is you want to grab the hood from the front and you want to pull it towards you, kind of get it to release. Pop off the top. All right, now that we got that off of the truck, we can lay it down, and looks like the grill insert here is held in by some Phillips screws. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that we have to remove. Separate. Now that we have the grill insert off, I kind of see what they're talking about as far as separating the two halves. So it looks like the grill mesh part is held in by some kind of, like, it looks like they melted the plastic tab to hold it in place. So I'm going to try to use like this razor blade here to kind of cut that metal tab that's basically holding it down. So let's see if we can get this cut off there to release it, and then we can just pry it off with the screwdriver. Like so. There's another one. So it's got 3 of them. And then the last one. And then we should be able to separate these like so. So we separated the factory grill insert, but you can go ahead and put that to the side. We're going to grab our new LED insert and we're going to simply just lay it in place. So you may have to pry up on this grill here to kind of get it to, because it's in the sag. It's going to feel like it's not going to fit, but it's just sagging because it's basically there's no support. So you're going to have to really help line these up. And grab the backing part, and it's simply just going to lay over it. And there are a couple areas where there's a relief there where you can kind of pass the wire through there if it'll reach it, to kind of help it pass through here. But it's basically just simply going to lay over the lights and kind of sandwich the harness in place for you. We had to grab our hardware that we removed originally, grab our screws now, and we'll just start securing this back down. All right, now that we got it secured, flip it around. Make sure our lights are in there nicely. We got the lights secured with the original backing here. We need to make our connections. So we need to make our connections now because if you wait to put the hood bulge on to make the connections, you're gonna make a big mistake. Because if you remember, the hood bulge sits inside the hood and there's no access behind it. So if you put that back on, you won't be able to make the connections. So we need to make the connections now and then run the wire. It's telling me I think they use one of these hood or one of these hole outlets here that's closest to the top of the shock. But I want to utilize the furthest hole down the hood because I don't want the wire running down the hood here. It's gonna look tacky. So I want it to look or run it as far down as possible. So there's one very bottom right here. I want to use that one. And the way to do that, and the way I'm gonna do it, is I have like this, I use this for everything. This little like, kind of like a claw thing. Like if you squeeze this, it's pretty flexible wire. I'm gonna stick this in the hood and kind of use it as a snake to basically feed it to the front. So it'll hopefully, and it'll run up this way. So I can just, should be just long enough. Yep, there it is. So I'll attach my wire to that, the end of the connector, and then just pull it through, back out to the bottom, and then I'll be at the hole. So first, let's make our connections. The one thing I've noticed is these are all the same length, which I don't like that. I would like it for, you know, it would have been nice if it had one longer than the other so you can kind of route it one way. This way it's gonna have to be in the middle, but we'll make it work. We'll start making our connections here. It's not gonna matter which is which because, like I said, they're all the same length. Now that we made our connections, and we want this coming this way towards the driver's side, so we'll start kind of bundling up everything inside here. I'm gonna get some zip ties and hopefully try to zip tie it in here. All right, so we got the wires secured and kind of organized as best as we can, hopefully out of the way from the clips here. I kind of just overlapped them and just tucked them away inside here, and just so that it doesn't interfere with the clips when we go to mount it. I don't have them tied down to anything. I do have them zip tied here, but they bundle up a lot. And the rest of them, like I said, they're not secured to the grill. They're just loose in there. And I got the wire coming out the driver's side, so I can go ahead and tape it to the, I'm gonna get some tape. I'm gonna tape that in with some electrical tape so we can fish it through. I'm gonna lay this up here for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach the wires to the end of my snake here. Just so that I can fish it through. Not really have to worry about it. Tuck the rest of it in here. All right. Make sure these wires don't pinch our connector. Line everything up. Nothing's in the way. Okay. Let's pull our snake. Oh, hopefully it's still attached. And it is. Awesome. Looks like that's all the slack we got right there. We just found out that the wire that they give us is not enough slack to reach the actual fuse panel where we want to tie into our to power up our lights. Once we pull off the cover here, we want to utilize the, well, I want to utilize the actual LED daytime running light fuse. So it's a 7.5 amp. So it's this one right there. We're gonna pull that one. We're gonna utilize that, and we're gonna utilize by using one of these. It's called an adder fuse. So you're gonna basically tap into that circuit using this fuse. Probably the safest way to do it. Obviously, to reach it, I need some wire. Luckily, I have some wire laying around. But if you guys don't have any, like I said, I definitely would recommend getting some wire. I'll link all this stuff down below. The ground, I'm just gonna ground it probably just straight to the battery. Make it simple so it gets a good ground, and then yeah, we'll make sure everything works and show you guys how I ratted it. Power to the lights, we're going to be using this. It's called a adder circuit. This basically will take place of you add the fuse for the circuit you're going to be using, and then you add a fuse for the whatever accessory you're going to be adding. So the lights will be added here. Really simple. I got these on Amazon. You want to use, or at least the Toyota Tundra use this small fuse called a, I think it's called a mini or micro mini. Like I said, I'll put a link down below for this, because auto parts stores really usually don't have these. They have the regular style fuses like this one, and ours on the Toyota Tundras use this style. It's like a mini fuse. So I got this off Amazon, pretty cheap. Comes with a variety of different fuses and different adapters as well. Circuit we were originally going to be using was the 7.5 amp daytime running light fuse, which is the one I wanted to use. But using a test light here, I got the key off, or key ignition off right now, and with the test light you can tell that there's power going to it. So we won't be able to use this circuit, because that means our lights will be powered on as well with the truck off. So we don't want to use that. So the one I'm going to be using is the wiper system fuse, which is a 30 amp that goes right here. We're going to be using that one. That one only comes on in accessory mode. So when you cycle the key to accessory mode, that circuit gets power and our lights will get power. So that's what we're going to be tapping into. That's why I got the wire, my red wire from the lights connected to this one. And for our ground, I went ahead and connected it down here at the bottom on this ground strap right here. I went ahead and utilized that one because I wanted this kind of wire to be hidden. I didn't want it to be up here. You could use this one if you want, but then you have the wire hanging up here, and I wanted it hidden, so I went ahead and put it down there. So got our wires, like I said, powered up, and the rest of the wire is ran underneath the cowl here, basically through the bottom right here. So it comes out the hood, running along here, zip tied it to the cowl here so it doesn't get pinched on the hinge, and then it runs underneath the cowl here to the fuse box. So that's how I powered mine up. All right, let's take a look at the lights. Let's see how they look when I turn them on. Oh yeah, this look good. Can't wait to see what it looks like at nighttime. All right, guys, the lights turned out great. One thing I do like about them is that when they're off, you can't really tell they're there because they're the nice dark midnight color, and it's really blends in really well with the grill. If they were the amber color lenses, it kind of would be a different story. I don't like those because you can tell that they're there even when they're off, but like this, they're pretty well hidden until you turn them on, and then they come out and they're nice and bright. But like I said, guys, I will link out all the products that I use in today's video, even the extra wire, the tools that I use, everything. If you have any questions about what you saw in today's video, please put in the comments down below. Like I said, I'll try to get to you guys as soon as I can. Yeah, the lights turned out great. I'm really impressed. Up next will be hopefully some headlights and some new LED fog lights as well, because these are the old style halogen and they're faded, they're beat up, and my taillights as well, I'd say they're cracked and beat up. So maybe that'll be next. But until then, guys, please like, please subscribe. See you guys in the next one.